Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing out there? I pray that everybody is doing well. I pray that everybody is having a blessed day today, feeling good, being safe out there, and all those wonderful things. My name is Tammy M. Lilly, and I am one of the tax professionals with KRC Tax and Business Services. I've been in this industry for over 20 years. Been in it since my oldest has been a little boy. Started doing it with a few well-known corporations. Um, started out just working during the tax preparation season, and decided one day, woke up, decided that I wanted to do this full time, working for myself. And I created KRC Tax and Business Services. Um, I had the opportunity to create it to be my personality. I call this a company with a heartbeat and with a conscience. We love our customers. We don't want our customers to feel like just another number. We want to give you that personal attention with your tax return, whether you're a business, whether you're an individual, wherever capacity that you're in, whether you need help on saving on your taxes, you're tired of owing, whatever the situation is, we want to give you that individual personal experience. So, um, real briefly tell you about some of the other things that I'm involved in other than KRC Tax and Business Services. KRC Tax and Business Services is umbrellaed under KRC Companies. KRC Companies has that, as well as KRC Bookstore. KRC Bookstore came into fruition in April, and we have been rolling ever since. So we're super excited about the tax side. We're super excited about the bookstore side. Without any further ado, I am going to open the floor up for our other amazing tax professional that has a heart, for her to tell you about herself. Uh-oh. Sorry, you guys. I removed her out by accident.
Um, hey everyone, my name's Samara Dotson. Currently, I am working on my own business called Building Legacy Katie. It's pretty much a business where I would be doing bookkeeping, payroll, and tax prep. Uh, I am a single mother of a beautiful baby boy. The reason that I chose to start this business is to assist other female entrepreneurs, particularly young single mothers like myself, and I would help alleviate um, the necessary things that
Young
are.
single mothers like myself, and I would help alleviate the.
I'm sorry, I can kind of hear it echoing back to me, but anyway, I'm so happy to help and partner with someone with Miss Tammy with so much experience. So yeah.
Well, thank you so much for opting to, partner with KRC Tax and Business Service. And like I said, we are a company with a heart. We believe in having compassion for everybody, no matter what the capacity is you're in. And dealing with single mothers, you have a very unique position where you're at, um, raising a kid, have to play all the major parts in the household, and sometimes getting a little discouraged, and it helps you to feel and see somebody in the same area where you're at, and they're thriving and growing and pushing and waking up each day to keep this thing going for themselves and their child. So thank you so much, for being a part of KRC Tax and Business Services. So before we roll in some of our topics, we're going to be in front of you for about 15 minutes or so. And we're going to talk about some things that, we feel can help you along the way. One of our topics we were talking about returns that are still processing. Yes, they are still processing returns out there. And even though you may feel like you're by yourself, You're not by yourself. There's a lot of people out there still dealing with that, so we're going to address that issue as well.
No, we
How
need
to
to see
choose
what
a
I understand.
yes, ma'am. Talking about we're going to be talking about finding a trustworthy tax professional. Now, we want you to come see us. We want you to use us, but we also want to help you along the line. If you opt to use somebody else, we want you to teach you how to find a trustworthy tax professional to make sure you get an accurate and secure tax return done. And lastly, we're going to talk about other dependents. So we're going to go in more in depth with that. Before we do so, we want to run a couple commercials, and then we're going to come back and talk about our first topic. All right, that is an amazing book by a young man, and he's talking about children going through different things in the pandemic. Um, and we talk about this each and every time because we have to understand that a lot of times us as adults we have learned to um, adjust to things, and some of us haven't learned to adjust to things, but unfortunately our children a lot of times suffer heavily because they don't understand life. They children have a hard time adjusting to change, and this change right here seems like something that's going to be around with us for a very long time. So this book will help your child along the way of dealing with the pandemic and the different changes of the pandemic. So, thank you so much for watching. All right. Um, First topic is going to be previous years being processed. A lot of people are dealing with this, and sometimes our um, taxpayers out there think it's something that their particular, if they had a tax preparer that worked on it or a tax professional worked on it, they feel like it's something that that particular professional or that preparer did. And it may not necessarily have anything to do with that tax professional, that tax preparer, that software, anything like that. Unfortunately, the IRS is tremendously behind on working on returns, especially when we came into this pandemic. We had these different stimulus checks, we had these advanced child tax credits, and all this kind of stuff. Because when Congress went in and decided that, hey, we're going to give out this extra money to help people along the way, help kind of, soften the blow of different economical things that they're going through. They may have lost their job, they may not be working as much, they may be back at home, children at home, so they can't work as much, or whatever the situation being. They did not put that budget in to help process these things, process these different stimulus checks, because the IRS has to go in, they have to see how many dependents that you filed on previous years and all that kind of stuff to determine how much the stimulus check was going to be. So unfortunately, they did not put that budget into place to add more help in. So that threw the IRS even further behind. So I know there's people out there that are still waiting for their return, still waiting for their refund. My suggestion to anybody is, if you have not received a letter from the IRS, an actual verified letter from the IRS saying they need anything in additional, it's just merely still processing. Now, if you've received a letter, you've received a call or something like that, and you want to make sure that this is a legitimate call, and you want to ask an expert about that, you definitely can reach out to us. The telephone number where you could text or call is 832-443-8177. Again, that telephone number is 832-443-8177. Now, if you want to send out an email, you can send it to info at KRC Bookstore. Info at krctaxbusiness.com. And we will look over that letter and we will discuss if we think that, okay, this is not a legitimate letter, this is not how they send letters out, this is not the way they contact you, because the IRS does not initial phone calls to you unless you received the letter already and you've been in communication with them and their letters look a certain way. They do not send out emails. So that email that you received in the email, your email, that's not the IRS, because that's not how they contact you. So, if you receive that letter and you need a little help with interpreting of the letter, please reach out to us, and we will help you validate if that letter is validated and give you a little help with interpretation of the letter and what the IRS is asking you for, because sometimes they're not exactly the easiest thing to interpret. So, the next topic we're going to talk about is learning how to choose a trustworthy tax professional. So, let me see if we have some more commercials to run for you. And yes, we do. Check out this particular one.
Here we go.
Oh my goodness, what was that all about? That is a young business owner that KRC bookstore has partnered with to do book trailers. What is a book trailer? If you're an author and you're trying to sell your book, it's something about having that book in visualization form, in a video form, that will definitely help with your marketing. So at KRC bookstore, that's one of the things that we offer, and that's one of the videos, something like that he can put together for you to make sure you maximize your marketing power, your promotion power, to get the information out there in regards to your book. Now, if you have a business and you don't have a book, he does videos, short ad videos as well, for a very, very reasonable price. So if that's something you're looking for, reach out to us. We got you. Okay, the next topic that we're going to be talking about is finding a trustworthy tax professional. Now, there's a few things you want to look at when somebody is doing your return. For one, do they have an EIN number? Do they have an EIN number? I'm going to say it again for the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Do they have an EIN number? If they don't have one of those on there, that might be a clear indicator that they're not a professional return tax professional. They're just somebody that's fly by night and just doing data entry. I do apologize, y'all. I apologize for scratching. Spring is coming up, and
So
my
I
allergies
do have
flare.
a question. So they
Yes,
need
ma'am.
so they need an EIN number and a PTIN number?
Yes, ma'am. EIN number is employer identification number.
Yeah.
So that number replaces social security numbers. It's like a social security number for a business.
Yeah.
So P10, like Miss Dotson mentioned, P10, that is a preparer's tax identification number. That is a number that the IRS use to track who's doing whose return. If that is a tax professional, they should have a P10. They definitely should have a P10. That is something that is strongly encouraged. That is something that must have, because it tracks who's doing a return. So, for instance, if a return comes into the office and they need to ask a question about how are you getting this information from them, or if they have a bunch of returns coming in with the same P10, and they may say, okay, this tax professional may be doing something fraudulent or something like that, because in a fraudulent return, a tax professional could be just as liable as that taxpayer, because they are doing a return for you. They're supposed to sign the return. A return is supposed to be signed. by the tax professional saying that, hey, I am the one who completed this return. It should also have be done on a professional software. Now, in years before, I've heard of tax professional doing tax returns um, on software that's intended for individual use only. So, if they're not doing a return on a professional software, that is a clear indicator that they're just a flyby tax preparer, data entry person, and they're not legitimate, and they can get you in a lot of trouble because they'll convince you, oh, if you file for this particular credit, it'll get you a lot more money. I can remember years back when they had came out with the they gave a credit out for first time home buyers, and people was just flocking, and they were just putting all these credits and so forth into the return, and a lot of people got into a lot of trouble because they had a non-legitimate person that was in front of them doing their return and telling them, oh, it's okay, they ain't gonna find out about it, this and that and that and other, but trust and believe they will find out. So that is my um 4 tips on things to look for to ensure that you're dealing with a professional tax person who is going to help you get the best return possible within the legal limits of the law. So, uh, and again, I apologize. Springtime's coming up, and so allergies flare up. So, we're going to slide right on into our next topic. This particular year in the IRS is understands that a lot of things have happened when people are dealing with their finances. Things have changed, people are having to move their parents in and help their parents out because things are just not working out well for them in their particular financial situation. Um, Parents are needing to bring their older children back in and help them out along the way. They're needing to help relatives out, that they normally wouldn't have to help out because of the pandemic, because of the different things that's going on in the economy. So the IRS has a you can actually claim a relative, a parent, or older kid on your return, even if they don't qualify for the child tax credit. They do have a credit that you can file for up to $500 per dependent. So if you supported that person, you provide more than half their cost of living. They're living in your house, and they may not have any funds coming in themselves. So you can put them on your return, and they could be other dependents. And so that is another particular credit deduction that you can take advantage of in this particular tax season, because you see a lot of that going on. So with all that being said, we have covered our 3 topics. We went over a little bit over the time we wanted to be on, but this is definitely important information. Ms. Dotson, you have any questions or comments, anything?
Not so much. You did a really good job covering all those topics. I would just say be sure to let us know if you have any questions or any topics that you want us to cover. We'll be glad to do it.
Yes, ma'am, indeed. We do want to make sure everybody is well equipped for this particular filing season, that they have all the information that they need. We're helping you out as much as we can. I know some of these things can be definitely overwhelming. Do not take on this task yourself. We do encourage you to get you a trusted tax professional to help you out. We prefer you choose us. We're here for you. KRC Tax and Business Services is here for you. So definitely reach out to us. Again, the telephone number is 832-443-8177. You can call or text, or you can send out an email at info@krctaxbusiness.com. If you're seeing this on Facebook, wherever you're seeing it at, just, either, look for Tammy Lily, or looking for your what give us your social media handle, Miss Dotson.
Uh, not currently.
Okay, okay. If you definitely have any questions, you definitely can reach out to me, Tammy Lily, Tammie Lily, Lilly. If you are watching this in any of the groups, definitely make sure you click and get to my message area. Shoot me a message if you have any questions or concerns about anything, and we can help you. If you're ready to get your return done, you definitely can reach out to us, get that information over to us. You do not need to be in an office. You do not need to sit in front of us. We can get that return done for you. Let you know, do the free estimates for you, let you know what your tax return looks like, and you can make a decision from there if you opt to go ahead and file or not file. Um, if you're watching on YouTube, definitely reach out to us. Hello, YouTube. If you're in one of the groups, either if I'm admin over or not admin over, definitely make sure you reach out to us. We thank you so much for listening. And if you listen to this as a replay, please hashtag replay so we can know that you came back and you listened to it. If you have any questions, we'll definitely be checking this live. We'll be checking this video to see if we have any questions or concerns. If you have anything you would like to be covered on this particular live, definitely reach out to us. We'll be back to discuss those things with you. So we thank you so much for taking time in your very, very busy schedules to listen in to us. Thank you so much. Have a very, very blessed day. And Miss Dotson, stay on with me. Thank you so much, everybody.